Hey, this is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. I fired my boss and left the USA in 2007. I wrote a book called How I Fired My Boss and traveled for 12 plus years. And I'm going to read you the first chapter, and hopefully that'll make you excited enough to click and get a free copy of the book. I've lived in or visited 65 countries during my life. Here's what you need to know to fire your boss and live internationally. It took me 10 years to perfect this advice. If you're able to take action consistently and get yourself out of the way, you might be able to permanently be free from geographical bondage within 2 to 3 years. And that's what this book's about. Here are the chapters of the book. How to live all over the world for less money than it costs at home. Chapter 2, how to make money no matter where you are in the world. Chapter 3, how to simplify your life down to one checked bag and one carry-on. Number 4, how to keep your apartment, condo, or home no matter where you are in the world. 5, how to answer your old phone number and receive mail wherever you are in the world. Number 6, how to stay safe no matter where you are in the world. 7, how to handle banking and money no matter where you are in the world. 8, how to get fit and remain healthy no matter where you are in the world. And 9, how to communicate with locals no matter where you are in the world in any language. And how to be happy no matter where you are in the world. Okay, the link to this book, a free link to this book is in the notes below this YouTube video. You can click it and read it at your leisure. It'll come to you by email. But I'm going to read you the first chapter now. Let's see if you're interested. Before you read my ideas, you should know that my old boss is still one of my favorite people in the world. I didn't really fire him. I graciously thanked him for everything he taught me and tried to make my exit as painless as possible for him. We even get together for a few weeks or a week or two every few years. I just didn't want to wait 20 years while I tried to save and invest my way to freedom. I didn't want to live a normal life. I've never been normal, but that story is for another day. You see, you don't have to push back against anything to find your path in life. You can look forward with excitement and delight. You do not have to let fear, responsibility, or a normal life define you. If you're lucky, you have about 80 years on this planet. No matter your age, you should find out what excites you and pursue that as if this is your final 3 years. Nothing can stand in your way if you really imagine an exciting future with you living in it and take the right actions. The future I see isn't strapped with obligations, things, or external accolades. The future I see is rich with world exploration, culture, food, conversations, learning, discovery, passion, music, sounds, smells, freedom, and love. Fame is not on my list. I believe that if I live fearlessly, there's a good chance that my life will continue to be full of joy, freedom, love, and abundance. That seems less risky to me than saving and investing for 40 or 50 years while the clock runs out on my health and my passions. You see, I don't believe you need to get rich before you start living. All you need to do is get enough cash flow in so you can live in paradise. Paradise might be cheaper than you think. To break free, you only need enough to walk away from a normal life. You see, it doesn't cost as much to live in some of the most beautiful places in the world. You just need to find a path that breaks you free from the rat race. Once you're living free, you'll have a little more time to think about how to widen that path and increase your choices. But it all starts with breaking free. Are you ready to start blazing your path of freedom? Everything starts with that decision. Okay, that was the introduction. Now for chapter 1. How to live all over the world for less money than it costs at home. How to maintain the lowest annual transportation costs. Exploring by region. When you only have 2 to 3 weeks holiday per year, it makes sense to buy a round-trip ticket to fly halfway around the world to see 1 or 2 countries. But when you are living the travel life, you just buy a one-way ticket to get to the region and then just keep moving forward from country to country once you get there, once you get to that region. For example, if you fly to South America, you visit or live in all the countries of interest while you're there. So even if a one-way ticket costs you $500, if you visit 7 countries while you're in that region, your flight costs per country are less than $100. So if you spend a year in South America, your annual flight costs are only $500. When you're living a travel life, you start to think differently and enjoy the journey. Okay, ground and boat transportation. When you're flying over a country 6 miles high, you don't get to experience the country in the same way. But when you're traveling by region, some of the most beautiful things you will see are out on the open road. The land between southern Colombia and northern Ecuador, for example, just might be the most beautiful land in the world. But you won't get to see it if you fly from Colombia to Ecuador. Plus, the bus to cross that region is less than $15, whereas to fly from Colombia to Ecuador from capital to capital, which is the only way you can go, is $375 one way. They're right next to each other. They're not that big, but I'm not kidding you. That's what it costs. If you stay out of airplanes during your regional exploration, you'll also get to ride on boats and ferries. The view on the ferry going from Split to Dubrovnik, Croatia is amazing and costs less than $50. To try to fly would be over $100, and that doesn't include the $20 to and from the airport at both cities on Uber or whatever taxi you get. When there isn't a rush to arrive and leave, travel is less frantic. Wikitravel.org is a great resource for finding the cheapest land and ferry routes when you're moving within a region. Just insert the departing city name in the search window and it will tell you where to catch a bus to your next regional stop and how much it costs roughly. Skyscanner. When it's time to move from one region of the world to another, I suggest using Skyscanner to find the best ticket price. There's also a major benefit to regional travel when it comes to airline ticket prices anyway. It doesn't really matter where in the region you first land. So check Skyscanner for every international airport in the region. For example, if you're flying from Mexico or South America, you may find that you save hundreds of dollars by landing in Budapest rather than Vienna. You can also, and they're right next to each other, they're just a few hours bus ride. You can also check which city to fly out of in your present region. All of that's available on Skyscanner. Finally, Skyscanner has a feature where you give it a range of time you're willing to fly. If you put a range of plus or minus 2 weeks in which you are willing to fly, Skyscanner will provide you with flight costs for every day during that 30-day period. You can easily save another few $100s that way. Once you have the lowest possible price using Skyscanner, try going to the airline direct and see if the price is even lower. Once in a while, going direct to the airline will be cheaper, but mostly Skyscanner will be the better deal, but it's worth checking. By the way, everything I'm mentioning here is on Vagabond Buddha. If you click the link below this YouTube video, you can see the post for this chapter, or you can get the free ebook, which includes it all. So you don't need to memorize or write any of this down. The links are in both. The book has all the chapter links. This post on Vagabond Buddha only has the links that I'm discussing today. Okay, how to pay the least for the best accommodations. Okay, I love to cook. I also love to work 20 to 30 hours a week to keep my mind active and make money while I travel. Plus, I like the privacy of my own space, and I like having a bedroom separate from where I work. I wake really early in the morning, and I like to get up and work without disturbing others still sleeping. Chung Hoi, for example. I also like to have my own internet router in my living space in case I have a call during the day. I even carry a cable to plug direct from my laptop to my router. So my preference is a furnished one-bedroom apartment or condo with its own internet router inside the apartment and not shared with the neighbors, and a fully equipped kitchen in a walkable, fun area of town. With so many requirements, how do I get such great deals? Here's how. I make offers. I send emails to 5 to 8 properties on Airbnb, link provided, asking for about 20 to 25% discount if I stay for a week. In my email, I explain that I review properties positively in great detail, even talking about the neighborhood. I treat the apartment great, I'm very clean, and I don't smoke or party. Then I ask them to look at my reviews from previous places I've stayed. My Airbnb reviews confirm everything I say. Usually one of the people I email will accept my offer. Then if I really like the place, I usually offer to stay another week or 2 or 3, and I offer to pay cash. This saves booking and cleaning fees. Okay, new listings. Look for the new listings on Airbnb that don't have reviews yet or only have a few reviews. They are more likely to accept an even lower price offer once they see that you do have a tendency to review positively in detail, which creates a lot of interest in a property. I've rented new listings for as much as 50% off before. I have also gotten 30 to 50% off for offering to stay a month or more after I've verified the place fits my needs. Be clean, be nice, be helpful. Make sure to leave the place clean so they'll also give you great reviews. Also, don't be negative, pushy, or arrogant. If something is not working, be polite when you ask for help. Don't play the customer is always right game. These apartments are being rented by individuals with feelings and emotions. They will remember how you treated them, and it'll be reflected in your reviews. You'll end up with bad reviews and you won't get good deals, possibly for months. Don't be rude or condescending. It could cost you thousands of dollars if it shows up in your reviews. Where do I find good deals? The best deals on apartments can be found at Booking, HomeAway, and Airbnb, links provided. For short-term stays or when I am somewhere that I won't be cooking for a few days, I'll also stay in hotels and hostels. If I stay in a hostel, I'll get a private room as opposed to a dorm. The best deals in Asia are often at Agoda.com. Booking.com often has great deals all over the world, but it also is worth checking hotelscombined.com because it checks prices on multiple sites to find the best deals on a property once you've found it. It's kind of like Skyscanner in that way. When I first arrive in an area I plan to stay in for a month or so, I will sometimes stay in a hostel so I can speak to other travelers who know the area well. Hostels are on Booking.com now, along with apartments, hotels, and bed and breakfasts. Okay, that's chapter 1. The next chapter will be in the next video. It's called How to Make Money No Matter Where You Are in the World. You can listen to that video when it comes up on my YouTube channel. Just click it and watch, or you can just go get a free copy of the book now at the link provided below this YouTube video for free. Thanks for listening. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?